Hey guys, my name is Ashton Smeltzer. I hope the people watching this video know that, but if you're new and I haven't met you, hi, pleasure to meet you. So I will be auditioning for the Marching Skyhawks 2019 leadership team. I will be auditioning for section leader, woodwind captain, and also drum major. So this video is about my personal guiding principles of leadership, and yeah, I'm super excited to share them with you guys, and I really hope you guys enjoy what I have. So let's just dive right into it. So the first one I have here is service. Now, leadership is typically thought about in a way to where like the person who is a leader is higher than someone or better than someone or above somebody, and that's not really true. Dr. Martin Luther King said that all you really have to do to be a good leader is serve others. So putting others before yourself and thinking of them as your first priority rather than serving your own personal self-interest, that's what a phenomenal leader does. Paul also talks about this in Philippians. In chapter 2, verse 3, he says, "Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves." In other words, in simpler terms, serve others. Now, he also talked about humility in this verse, which is actually my next guiding principle. So the next guiding principle, number 2, is humility. So humility is a very interesting topic, especially in our society today, and often I feel like we all get confused as to what actual humility is. So I was reading an article a couple months ago that talked about this specific issue, and it really changed the way I thought about humility. In summary, it said humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. This also ties back into what we were talking about with service and putting others before yourself. While you may be in a certain position in life that you can boast about how great you are, phenomenal leaders hold back from that temptation. They think more about the group and the group's needs, and they encourage others rather than exalting themselves on a pedestal. So moving on from that to guiding principle number 3, which is forgiveness. Excuse me. Now, all of us make mistakes. I don't know about you, but I make mistakes on the daily, probably by the minute or the second. So that being said, I believe a phenomenal leader understands that. It shows compassion and forgiveness to others when they mess up. Paul says in Romans that for all have sinned and all have fallen short of the glory of God. People are going to mess up, but a phenomenal leader knows that and will help the group get through those mistakes and help the group learn from those mistakes. Another thing to add on to this would be that a great leader forgives themselves as well. Sometimes we are way too hard on ourselves as leaders. We have this idea in the back of our heads that we have to be perfect. But the only perfect person that's ever walked this earth has been Jesus. And while we should strive to be like Christ, I fully believe that it's unattainable in a certain sense because we're not God. We're not going to be perfect. We can't do that. So good leaders know how to forgive themselves for their faults, but also they forgive the faults of others. And they understand that they can't be perfect and that they're going to make mistakes. So moving on to guiding principle number 4 that I have here, and that's community. Excuse me. I strongly believe that having a healthy community is what takes groups from great to phenomenal. If you have a divided organization, you can only do so much. A good leader creates an environment in which their people feel like they have a place. Everyone is important, and they should feel that way. There are many ways to go about accomplishing this type of healthy environment. You can go up to someone and just say hi, or ask them how they're doing. You can give words of encouragement, and even just be really goofy and embarrassing so that they feel comfortable like breaking out of their shell and opening up to you. You should create an environment to where they don't feel judged because God is the ultimate judger at the end of the day. We're called to love others and support others and encourage others. So creating a healthy community is what's going to take our group to the next level. And I feel like that's a really important part of leadership because as leaders we have a choice whether we're going to create that community or not. And we have to choose. If we want to be awesome and phenomenal, we have to choose to do that, to create a healthy environment and community. So moving on to my last guiding principle, which is a small 4-letter word that sometimes we use. I don't want to say we use it too freely, but it is used a lot, and that's love. Like I said, love is a small 4-letter word, but the word itself, along with the actions that come with it, can change a person's life. Showing love to others, in regardless of any situation, is a characteristic of a phenomenal leader. It's silly to expect a person to follow you when you constantly beat them down and tear them down. No person will want to follow you if you act that way, and to be honest, it'll make a lot of people want to quit. So, Jesus called us not only to love our neighbors, but also to love our enemies. There's going to be people in our lives that we don't necessarily get along with all the time. But that doesn't mean we have to be cruel to them. That doesn't mean we should be cruel to them. Showing kindness through how we treat people, lifting others up when they feel down, helping others when they are struggling, and just making people realize that they have a sense of belonging. These are all things that can help us show love to others, and that's what we're called to do. So those are my 5 guiding principles of leadership. Thank you for watching, and just thank you for taking the time out of your day to not only listen to me, but all the other people auditioning for leadership. So I wish everybody the best of luck, and thank you guys. Appreciate it.